Okay, so I think it's
Recording is on.
Yes, started.
There
Recording
you go. There
started.
you go. You've done it. All right.
What about starting it on YouTube? Because I think Rajiv ji does that as well, isn't it? Sharing a YouTube video or
Live
something.
stream.
Yeah.
We'll go with the recording. I think it's
Yeah. We'll
fine.
go to recording and leave it to Rajiv to then do the YouTube upload.
Okay.
Anyway, so as I was saying, this delusion of superiority isn't restricted to just the male of the species, of the human species, but has also crossed over into the animal kingdom. The curtain opens a few thousand years ago in the sandy desert, and in the distance a form approaches. Across the sands of Syria, or possibly Algeria, or some benighted neighborhood of barrenness and drought, there came the prophet Samuel upon the only camel, a bumpy, grumpy quadruped of discontented mouth. The atmosphere was glutinous, the camel was mutinous. He dumped the pack from off his back with horrid grunts and squeals. He made the desert hideous with strategy perfidious. He tied his neck in curlicues and kicked his padded heels. Then quoth the prophet Samuel, "You rogue, I ought to lamb you well, for zealously I've shielded you from every grief and woe. It seems, to voice a platitude, you haven't any gratitude. I'd like to know what cause you have for doing thus and so." To him replied the camel, "I beg your pardon, Samuel. I know that I'm a reprobate, I know that I'm a freak, but oh, this utter loneliness, my too distinguished onlyness. Were there but other camels, I wouldn't be unique." The prophet beamed beguilingly. "Aha," he answered smilingly. "You feel the need for company? I clearly understand. I'll speedily create for you the corresponding mate for you. Hey presto, change o dinglebat." He waved a potent hand. And lo, from out vacuity, a second incongruity, to wit, a lady camel was born through magic art. Her features anatomical, her form and face were comical. She was, in short, a camel, the other's counterpart. As Spaniards gazed on Aragon, upon that female paragon, so gazed the prophet's camel, that primal desert ship. A connoisseur meticulous, he found her so ridiculous, he grinned from ear to auricle until he split his lip. Because of his temerity, the camel's posterity must wear divided upper lips through all their solemn lives. A prodigy astonishing, reproachfully admonishing those wicked, heartless married men who ridicule their wives. Thank you.
Oh, wow. So this is what you get. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really nice. Like the cameos and the Samuel, and the way you were reciting it, and it was like a complete, the play kind of thing unfolding in front of your eyes. Actually, that dialogue happening.
screen
You
by
could
Thank you.
actually
screen. It was like
visualize.
a
Yes,
screen by
yes, you could
screen.
visualize that play of dialogues over there.
And
Wonderful.
with Cyrus, with you, it's always the narration, the singing, that
Completely.
just adds so much life to. I mean, whenever you've posted your poetry or any song on the group, I've never bothered to read it. I've just gone to the video to listen to you because
How kind of you. How
your
nice.
narration is, it actually brings the poetry to life.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
a
Very
born
true.
performer. No,
Very
no.
true, very true.
I read it first just to get more surprise.
Okay, Chinmay is also here. Welcome,
Hey,
Chinmay. Yeah.
hey.
That was absolutely brilliant, Cyrus. Really enjoyed that. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
sharing that.
Thank you.
Next on my screen is Derai Durustai Chinmay.
Okay. I will need some time. I just like kind of
All right.
walking, so I'll try to
Sure.
find something.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure. All right. Next, Manisha, you like to share something?
So, anyway, like I said in the beginning, I found the topic very difficult, but there was so many thoughts rushing through my mind. So I have small, few lines, uh, few lines of one kind and few lines of the other kind, which was so
Perfectly
it's an
fine.
incomplete kind of a thing, but nevertheless, I'll still share. And when I somehow find myself more. It's easier for me to write in Hindi than in English. So I will, and when I looked up the meaning of how to talk about delusion, it was Maya. What you said, Brahm, but I came up with the word Maya. So जीवन एक माया जाल है, जन्म लेना तो एक आकस्मिक घटना है. ये उस सफर का पहला कदम है जो हमें एक एक पग से आगे बढ़ाता है, लिए चलता है उस ओर जहां नश्वरता ही एक सच्चाई है, बाकी सारी बाकी सब माया जाल की बुनाई है. So this was one part because we always hear about how life is just a journey, and it's only death, finality, which is the reality. So that's what this was about. The other few lines that I came up with was सूरज उगता है तो ऐसा हमको लगता है, सच्चाई तो ये है कि दरअसल धरती डूबती है, क्योंकि सूरज तो स्थिर ही रहता है. चांद चमकता है ऐसा हमको लगता है, सच्चाई तो ये है कि चांद में रोशनी है ही नहीं.
Wow.
These were the two few words, lines that I would.
Awesome. Awesome is the word. I mean, you brought it out so simply, and with the impact was a lot.
Yeah. And like I've always said, in this group, it's always easy to share even incomplete stuff, just any
No, but
thoughts
it's
that come
making
through.
complete sense. Those snippets
Mm.
actually they're complete in themselves.
Yeah,
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 Yeah.
You know.
yeah. Both of the bits that you did are actually very, very true, and they're complete in themselves.
right,
Yes.
The fact that the sun does not actually set, but it's the earth turning that
turning,
makes
yeah,
us think that the sun is setting or rising,
or rising, yeah,
Yeah.
and that the moon has no light of its own. Yeah,
yeah.
very true.
So
We
sometimes
delude
actually
ourselves.
science
Very
actually kills.
profound, Manisha ji. It was very profound what you said because we hardly even think about it sometimes. We tend to just take
True.
it for granted कि sunset हो जाता है. But
Yeah, but they're
yeah,
just scientific facts which we learn about, but we never think of it in that term and we never phrase it in the manner you have done it, which was really beautiful.
Thank you so much. And sometimes I feel science actually kills the poetry in the
Complete vibe it
sun,
does. It makes
sun
it too
setting and.
clinical. It makes it too clinical.
But thank you so much. Thank you so
Very
much
nice.
for the
Thank you,
encouraging
Manish, for
words.
sharing that.
Thanks.
Moving ahead, Jasbir is on my screen next.
So here I go. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear myself now. Okay. My deeply etched frown line depicts me disgruntled in perpetuity. Gone is my benign countenance, riding on the waves of complacency and self assurance of youth that dashed and broke up into a million pieces on the rocks of old age. I didn't realize in my thoughts train that soon my teeth will feel the pain and eyes the strain with underlying bags and the skin sag to make me a new hag. Things I did with a flair are now musings of the yore. The light steps in dance and run, all just done. Multitasking is to be unlearned now that I'm so forgetful. I stowed away my lovely saris and ornaments for some time in the future. Now, when I adorn myself, gosh, I look a sight. With a hunch and limp, swollen eyes, sans teeth, white hair, and so forgetful. The smile is still there, and also with artificial teeth all around. Wit is there, but the spunk has gone. Sight is there, and the twinkle is no more. I realize I've been living in a delusion of being timeless. That I can't still shake off, by the way. The future is upon me, and wait, you know what I've done? Like Manisha, I've also written it here and there. I don't know what. Okay. Uh, I don't know where is it. Okay. Yeah. Uh, the future is here and I'm gone. My sweet attire of the youth has been soiled. Now, my only hope is that I don't live in the memory of my beautiful self then and there and realize the value of now and here in my and live life king size in my jaded self. Thank you.
Wow,
So
really nice.
the
Yes,
delusion of remaining young throughout your life is
true.
something that I think all of us are slowly realizing is a delusion.
But then again, age is just a number.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes,
No.
you're
I
I
think
as
I
don't
old
think
as
believe
you
that.
think you are.
I
think
don't believe
age
it at all. Age is a
age
number and enjoy the number. Live the way you like. I'll give you an example. Look at the heroines who live their age today and they look so much more beautiful rather than you or whoever. Be your age.
Yes.
I can't be prancing around like a teenager in the when I go for these weddings anymore like I would do. I remember as a kid we used to see some 60-year-old dancing. We used to say, wow, she's, my god, she's so old and she's dancing. Today I'm that. So what I'm saying is that you know what, you should enjoy yourself the way it is. Age is a number. Recognize it, get out of that delusion, and you'll be much better off. That's my
I
Yeah,
totally
you're
agree with you,
absolutely true.
Jaspreet ji. I remember, somebody, I was having a conversation, and that age is, associated a lot with beauty. And then, I remember, I think Tolstoy said that it is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness. So, like, I totally recommend with you on that. Thanks.
But again,
I
you're
would.
just as old as you think you are. We don't need our youth back. We can never get it back. If you're aging gracefully and accepting the reality at the same time, trying to not be too young. I mean, just live our age and age gracefully. I think that is the ideal situation. I mean, we cannot forget, okay, I am 35, but I need to be 25. We can't do that.
Yeah,
I
but then there's a different dimension to it, that age or numbers, whatever, it only belongs to this body. A soul doesn't have a age.
I totally agree. My mother is 67. She's saying she's going to die 18 only. So she refuses to go beyond that. Sorry.
Yeah, so
you know
so I
I
think
I want to
that.
narrate one incident.
Mhm.
So during the lockdown, I stopped coloring my hair, and I
And you
knew
look
all of
fabulous like this.
it. Thank you so
Trust
much.
Yes.
me.
So, so I recently went to the bank and I wanted to open an account, a new account, because my daughter's PE, we thought we'll have a separate account to account for that and all. So I went and I asked them, I want to open an account in the bank. So they said, okay. And they gave me the forms and everything. So this guy, the relationship manager, so to speak, he calls out to his, boy or whatever. He says, एक senior citizen का form भी लिया ना. So I was wondering who is he talking about.
who's the senior citizen.
Yeah, so I said, I don't know who he's talking about. So he took the form and he kept it in the pile that he gave me. I looked at him. I said, I'm not a senior citizen as yet. So he said, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I didn't look at your Aadhaar card and all. And in fact, I told him, I said, I'm not a senior citizen as yet. Don't get misled by my gray of the hair.
It's only wisdom.
So
But
it was
I
really
feel Manisha ji these days white hair is in fashion. Actually,
nice.
this salt and pepper look is so in. I mean,
With
I've seen
पेपर तो बहुत कम
30
है,
years,
थोड़ा थोड़ा ही है, सॉल्ट ही सॉल्ट है मेरा तो.
30 years are having white hair, so it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are actually getting their hair streaked white,
Yeah,
black hair streaked
Yeah,
white.
yeah.
in fact, originally when it was just starting to, outgrow the colored hair, people actually thought I had started doing a new color to my hair. So I had to tell them, no, no, I've stopped coloring. So I'm
बट
in
आप
my
बहुत फायदा उठा सकते हैं, कभी आप सीनियर सिटीजन बन जाना
बन भी
और
जाऊंगी.
कभी आप यंगस्टर बन जाना, तो
वैसे
दैट
भी
इज द
मास्क
परफेक्ट.
मास्क पहनने के बाद कुछ पता ही नहीं चलता, आधा फेस तो वैसे ही कवर हो जाता है.
All right, okay, thank you Jasbir for sharing your
Just
wonderful poetry.
Yeah, just one thing I want to I wanted to refer to Jasbir's poem. Doesn't matter about, the delusion of the age or anything. The power of your voice, Jasbir ji, is does not, show your age or anything that you might feel that there is. It comes out so beautifully, your voice, when you narrate the poem. It's amazing. I mean, I could just close my eyes and listen to your voice. It's beautiful.
But you know what? I just want to tell you one thing. Really, when you won't believe it, the amount of when I look at my say the ornaments or the saris, I just thought, oh, you know what? I'll just keep them. I'll wear it sometime later. I've lost my husband, just imagine. And it was all there. I don't know for what I was keeping them for. Suddenly that's why I wrote this poem also for all the youngsters. Go ahead. If you have something, just
Enjoy.
wear it and tear it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's actually that was delusional because you feel, oh, somewhere later, you feel that you're going to live. I mean, really, I felt that I'm not going to ever get old. Like even old means never thought about it. And you know what? You're racing, and suddenly you find you're there. I mean, you've arrived, sort of.
Yeah, time
Yeah.
flies. That's how time flies. So make the most of every moment, I think.
True, true. I agree.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that, Jasbir. That was really wonderful. And next on my screen is Ritika.
Okay. Hi everyone. I think in the beginning my mic there was some problem, so I couldn't say hello to everyone when I joined. So hi, good evening everyone. So my poem on delusion is like what what Gunika ji said in the beginning. Just two liner. That is the gist of what I have written. So let me start it. Delusion. You are indispensable. That is your delusion. You are a mere soap bubble. That's the real conclusion. A bubble that stays for a while and then vanishes into thin air. A life that lives to smile and then just tends to disappear. Just memories left behind, but you, none can find. Poof, and that's your end. You can be gone in a split second. No looking back, no coming back. Then why so serious? Then why so anxious? Just live in the moment. Nothing is permanent. Forever is a delusion. Life is uncertain. That's the real conclusion. It's short, but yeah, that's all.
Very nice. Super. Really nice.
Thank you.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
it was.
The delusion of being indispensable is a very common delusion, particularly in the working world. You know,
That's true.
and
Politicians have an extra dose of that.
yes, and it's not necessarily something that is done with a false sense of pride. Some For a lot of people, it's a real feeling that if I'm away from my desk, if I'm going away on leave for 15 days, there'll be a problem. And you have all those out of office messages that are set up, etc.
No one is indispensable. No one.
Even
Absolutely no one.
when you're quitting a job, we just feel that oh mere bina is company ka kya hone wala hai, oh they'll never be able to find a replacement. And even if before you're gone they find a replacement for you, and it's all your delusions break there, that
Absolutely.
you are nothing. actually. And
Yeah,
in
we
the
are
real world
delusional.
also it happens, in the real world also it happens that we feel we'll never be gone. You know, like just be she said that, you know, we feel acha main ye I will not wear this, or I will keep this for later on, kuch occasion aayega then I will do it, but you never know will whether you will live up to that occasion or not. You know, like in Dil Cha, there's this movie called Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. I really like that movie. In that also, you know, there's this dialogue. She says, "Do you even know you will be alive till 40?" You know, he says, "My life will begin after 40. Let me earn a lot of money till I'm 40. After that, I will, you know, retire and I will enjoy my life." So she's like, "You don't even know whether you'll reach that landmark. So it's
True.
all a delusion. Just live in the moment." I mean,
True.
yeah, that really
That's true.
inspires me.
We always keep thinking चलो अब ये बाद में पहनेंगे, चलो अब ये बाद में खोल लेंगे, नया नया बेडशीट है बाद में लगा लेंगे, कोई आएगा तो। मैं तो कहती हूँ लगाओ, बाहर में जाओ, लगाओ, मजे करो। आई फील
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I like just BG said, I have a whole suitcase of sarees which I have never even worn. I thought is cousin ki shadi hogi, I'll wear it. Us cousin ki, and I mean, I don't think I'm going to ever wear it again. So they're just going to be, you know, lying, and
That's quite
nothing will
actually
happen.
some few home truths really hit you sometimes, and then you realize, but then you know you're back to square one. अच्छा यार बाद में कर लेंगे. That is the human mind, and you know how it works. Sometimes
No, but then
we remain
Ritika,
delusional.
you can always wear them because you're alive.
Yes, true.
You're
Of
alive.
course.
We're talking about you. We're not talking about
You,
anything else.
you don't feel like it.
Don't ever connect with people when it comes to you. You know, I understand what you are saying, but then you're still alive.
That's a very, very important point, Riti. I think you've hit the nail on the head. That's a
Yeah.
brilliant thought.
It's
I think
you, you know,
it's very
trust me,
important for
it's
you
you.
to keep that in
You're
mind.
here alone. You were here alone. You will go alone. Whatever you've got, you know, whatever relations or people you've met, it was just there for a span of time. It had to be there for just a little span of time, but then you are there. It's you. It's all about you. Trust me.
And
It's
don't be
nobody else.
delusional about this fact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never.
true. Thanks, Priti.
Very nice, Ritika. Thank you for sharing your
Yes, it-
beautiful poem. Next, Chinmay, would you like to go next now? I'm sorry I
Chinmay,
missed
your
out your
photography
message.
is beautiful always. I love your photography.
Chinmay, where are you
Thank you.
right now? Which
I am
place of?
at it's Lodi Garden.
Lodi
Oh,
Garden.
acha, you're
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
Delhi.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, great.
Near
And you
my
showed us
office,
your
huh?
Bougainvillea park today, right?
Yeah. So I went there for a morning run.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, in Lodi
So
Garden, you get a lot of other things also. I
really,
remember I used to go there for my afternoon walks. You've
okay.
got the UN house right
Hmm.
adjacent to Lodi Garden.
Yeah.
It used
And
to be
it
fun.
has this
Anyhow,
like this tree which is completely, I mean, gone, right? But it's there
mm,
for so long, and I like this tree a lot. So
mm.
okay. So this poem I have actually shared, and again, it's kind of touch upon few things that we have been talking. Like you think you have a sense of importance, uh, or you have a feeling that okay, people are equally important. I mean, you are equally important to people that you find important, right? So it kind of touch upon that to some extent. So it goes like, it wasn't love, you see, your taste for food with sufficient diversity, your adequately tradition poised dress sense, your absolutely beautiful Nandita Das complexion, your big hearted, sensitive, and open outlook, your magical, smiling, and caring eyes, your assuring, independent demeanor, your lingual difference to avoid undue nuisance, Your encouraging attitude for travel and exploration, your love for yourself and your own artistic expressions, your perfect fitment in my life with no distinction. It was some practical considerations, you see. You do not love me, and I still am breathing. Thank you.
Outstanding, amazing, and I love the birds at the back. They were
Thank
chirping
you.
in perfect unison with your poetry recitation.
Thank
That,
you.
the ending is brilliant. You
Brilliant,
do not
brilliant.
love
Yes.
me, and I still stand.
I like the line Nandita Das complexion. That really brought out the facts. Yeah, really nice.
Who
Beautifully
who
put.
Very
who
nice.
who is it? Who is it?
Oh,
Who
And
is
I,
it?
I just love your
Riddhi? Riddhi.
recitation.
thank
Chinmay, I
you.
just
The
love the way you speak.
I
I really
know.
like the way you speak. It's so
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
मतलब लगता है सुनते रहो, आप बोलते रहो और हम सुनते रहे
Vritti
बस.
asked a very
Really
pertinent
like.
question. Vritti, please
Okay.
repeat your
yeah,
question.
Uh,
who is it?
wow.
और
So it's
इसका हिंदी
actually
बेटर होगा.
no. So this I have written in English only.
इंग्लिश ओनली.
So
अगर आप हिंदी
yeah.
करेंगे तो बहुत ही बेहतर करेंगे मुझे लगता है
Yeah,
बिकॉज
I'm
योर
sure.
हिंदी इज वेरी नाइस.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
like you translate your Hindis into English, translate this one into
Yes.
English.
yeah, I've tried that. Not for especially this one, but I've tried doing that, and somehow I didn't like it. Like some of the poems that I have written in English or in other language, right? Converting it into Hindi, I felt that it's more difficult than translating things to English.
Yeah, it loses
And
the essence actually. It loses the essence.
uh, no, my sense is it's actually need more words to communicate the same things, and that
Correct.
way it's completely changes the structure, and then it looks very verbose and those sort of things, right? So yeah, I try to, even if I try to translate, I try to maintain the same kind of flow and structure when I do translation, and that is what makes it even more difficult. So yeah.
But this was beautiful, Chinmay. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for sharing this.
Thank you.
Hello, Vinodji.
Hello.
Hi,
Namaskar,
Vinodji.
Vinod.
Kaise hain aap?
Okay, so moving ahead, Angad, would you like to go now?
Yes, Gunika. Yeah, I've found something which caught my eye.
Okay.
Uh, this is a poem I found on Reddit by I think by a student written called as Wandering Fairy. Okay, the name of the poem is a poem about myself. Okay, so here I go. I'm a black cat wandering in the basement of the castle of life. Sun is just a divine myth for me. I'm the witch, blowing out the light of the stars like candles. Delusions are flying in my mind like gnats flying over dusty books. My heart has turned into a beehive in which suffering turns into honey. I'm floating like a feather on the horizon of madness. I'm like the camellias that will wither before dawn. That's it. Thank you.
Very nice,
Very
Angad. Who
nice
is
one,
this
Angad.
by?
It's on Reddit I mean the name is not, of the person is not here. They've created an ID with the name of Wandering Fairy.
All right. Beautiful. Very nice.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that, Angad.
Thank you. Glad
Next.
to be here and hearing all of you though. Actually,
Okay. Vritti, do you have something for us?
Gunika ji, why don't you go first and then I'll.
All right. Vinodji, would you like to share your poem now?
Okay, I didn't expect so soon. Huh? Well, let me try. Actually, delusions is a very, very difficult subject. I've been thinking about it for so long. One can be delusional after drinking a bit. One can be delusional in dream. So all possibilities are there. So let me start. I am drunk. Am I? Maybe delusional? I had a eureka moment in my dream. Long, long ago, I must be Newton. I recollect some theory. Was it of gravity? But the foundation of the theory looks poor, strange. The foundation itself needs support. The arguments were shaky. With no facts, theory would fall apart. I remember I was delusional. Need to reconstruct a strong argument. I must figure out the form of the argument. I must collect more facts to shore up the theory, must buttress the theory with solid arguments. Theory will stand on the strength of that argument. Let me stop drinking. But I am not delusional. My argument collapsed and theory exploded. My theory is now without any foundation. The framework is ready and I must be drunk. It's a complete delusion.
Very nice. Beautiful, Vinodji. And so, actually, very scientifically put, very factually, you have put the stuff ahead.
I was going to say the same thing. It's an engineering mind at work.
Yes,
Yeah, I try to use as many
hard
words from
facts.
the engineering.
I found the eureka moment and from Mr. Archimedes and
Yeah,
and Newton and
I had a
gravity.
choice. I had a choice between Archimedes and Newton, but I chose Newton.
No, I think you chose well.
Very nice. Thank you so much
Great.
for
Thank
sharing
you.
that.
Thank you.
Nice.
Bye bye.
Okay. So, I think we've done everyone.
I guess Sarayu just joined in.
Sarayu, did you? Oh, hi, Sarayu. Sarayu?
Did she join
Is
by
she still?
mistake?
No, maybe she's still connecting.
She probably is connected. Ah, there she
She's
is.
here.
Hi,
Right on time.
Sarayu.
Yeah, I can see a lot of old timers back again.
Yeah.
Okay, Sarayu, your turn. You're next on my screen.
You're on mute, Sarayu.
Sarayu, आवाज निकालो.
Can't hear you. I think
Looks
you
like
should
she's
mute your.
facing some problem. Yeah.
Yes. Why
Yeah.
don't you rejoin?
Why don't you join back? Now you're on mute.
Yeah, I think she's joining back. Right. So, shall we wait for Sarayu or?
Why don't you go ahead and if she comes
Yeah,
in.
okay. So, I have a little poem here. Delusional is a very vast topic. It's got a lot of scope. So we all think that uh, love can't be delusional. We can live on love and fresh air throughout our life, but that's not possible. So this is a little poem from my side. It's called "The Sidewalk to Love." Ah, he travels on roads of love. The path of roses a delusion. He sees no thorns on the sidewalks, veins seeped in Cupid's infusion. Rocky no longer feels the road. The gravel tears not his soul. The pink sand and white stones, attachment makes him whole. He sees the color in rainbows fall from a listless blue, but deterts him not so much, as love is also new. One whose eyes filled up at the broken wings of birds walks over fallen fireflies. A vision of love is blurred. Hail or storm, life's lightning calls, oblivious to the mirage, illusional, he embraces love with open arms and remains forever delusional. Thank you.
Very nice, Gunika. The image of this man going through life delusional, or this person
Delusional.
going through life delusional.
Very,
Yes.
very interesting. Very
Very
interesting.
nicely done.
Thank
I
you.
wish we also had a placard to say, uh, you know, the
Okay,
kind of
Yeah.
placard you hold up.
I will give myself awesome.
We,
Okay,
Yeah.
can't see Sarayu back. I think she may be having some connectivity issue. So probably Vritti, you're the only one left.
Yeah, actually, I haven't written anything, uh, and I think Soraya is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I haven't written anything as such, but just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'm so sorry. Just a minute. Sorry. So, there's this poem by Amrita Pritam, uh, which is Pehchan. Now, I don't know, but if it is anything close to the topic or not, but then I really liked it. So I thought I'll recite this. It goes like this. Uh, तुम मिले तो कई जन मेरी नब्ज में धड़के तो मेरी सांसों ने तुम्हारी सांसों का घूंट पिया तब मस्तक में कई काल पलट गए एक गुफा हुआ करती थी जहाँ मैं थी और एक योगी योगी ने जब बाजुओं में लेकर मेरी सांसों को छुआ तब अल्लाह कसम यही महक थी जो उसके होठों से आई थी ये कैसी माया कैसी लीला कि शायद तुम ही कभी वेजयोगी थे या वही योगी है जो तुम्हारी सूरत में मेरे पास आया है और वही मैं हूँ और वही महक है That's it.
very nice.
Wow.
Lovely.
Wow.
And she writes so well, and you've
Mm.
read it out so beautifully.
Yeah,
And
after a long time.
long time since we heard an Amrita Pritam poem. You remember we had a whole session on Amrita Pritam.
Yeah,
Yes, we did.
there's so many gems that she's written. One tends to miss on good ones as well.
But yes, it is like you said, Brahm. So not Brahm,
Yeah.
sorry, Maya. So like
Mm.
Manisha said, Maya. So
Maya.
it does relate to the topic.
And so I thought I have not been writing, don't get time, not able to put my thoughts together.
but
So I
well
thought I'll
chosen
Very
and
nice.
well recited. Well chosen and well recited.
thank you. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Ritti, for sharing that.
Yeah.
Sarayu, are you on road?
You're
Say
still on
something.
mute.
You're on mute.
You need to unmute yourself, Sarai.
Your mic is showing across.
Um, are you on your mobile phone or on a computer? Mobile. Okay. Uh,
Throw
you
your
need to
mobile.
just tap your mobile bottom, somewhere near the bottom of the screen, and you should see your mic. Yeah.
Click your own tile, and that will show you all the
Yeah. Click on your
required.
Click on yourself.
I think you connected to a
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, needs
Bluetooth.
to connect
Yeah.
to the device actually.
Yeah.
You probably aren't connected.
So otherwise, just remove the connection between your headphones and your thing, and just use the mics.
It's
No,
लग रहा
you're
डांट
still.
रही है.
The unmute icon is not, showing actually.
आज साइन लैंग्वेज में पोएट्री बोलो.
We'll guess it.
God, she's gone. She's come back.
Please come.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we can
Yay!
hear.
Yeah.
Success! Success!
Long
ये
time, eh?
सरायू एक डांस बनता है.
ठीक है.
Okay. Your poem, Sarayu.
O virtuous noble wonder of creation, be not shrouded in the cloud of conceit, for great men have fallen prey to defeat. Fair is not fair and foul is not foul. Winds may sing and winds may howl. Not all amorphous red is sandalwood or vermilion, promising a pound of fragrance or an ounce of coolness. Teary eyed, fiery ride, chilies and beguile, searing your tongue, tearing your gut, burning cells, aches and swells. For what appears to thee is not what appears to be. Sugar in the curry and salt in the tea. Songs of hurry, soon songs of flurry. Looks are deceptive, they say. For salt was sugar, and sugar was salt to me. Lost friends and suitors and prospective recruiters. For what appears to thee isn't what appears to be. Oh, compliments can be resentments. Don't slip away in the butter of words or swim in the juiciest jargons. For you can't see the lurking dragons. Trust is expensive, you see. Can't be invested in a jiffy. Pause, take your time, observe and decide, for what appears to thee is not what appears to be. Thank you.
Trust is
Ooh,
expensive.
very
Yes.
nice. Very
Very
expressive.
nice. Very
Very
nicely done.
expressive.
Beautiful.
मैं तुम्हारे घर आके कभी चाय नहीं पीऊंगी. Put salt in it. Okay, I'm stopping the recording as such because it's gone beyond 1 hour.
Okay.